glorious. Hey, I'm Ray Sunshining. Glorious. I'm so glad that you're here with me today. Oops. You know, I came out here for a walk in the forest to celebrate glorious for a walk in the forest.
About your pain, your heartache, your struggle, your challenges.
Caught in the rain. This is not the first video I make where I get caught in the rain.
And your healing. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my process, and maybe your process will become a little clearer for you.
Which, you know, actually turns out to be perfect because my whole video presentation is a metaphor for life.
As a metaphor for the transition, the transitionary times that we are in right now, going from darkness to light, going from the old world to the new world, going from...
We get rained on our parade, but we figure it out. That's what we do as human beings. We figure it out. We also get to figure out
fifth dimensional consciousness, however it is that you want to view it. There's an advancement and enlightenment.
A perspective. So a rainy day can be gloomy or it can be glorious.
The road
to glory is strewn with stumble and fall. That's what I show in my whole video presentation. It's a metaphor for life. Something can be wicked, or we can decide it's wonderful. We get to make those choices, and that's what makes life.
A movement, you might even say, among the human race at this time.
Glorious.
Among all of human kindness at this time in our transition.
Stumble and fall is the process that we go through, that we pick ourselves up. That's what we're here for. And we rise up, to rise up.
If you're new here, hope you stick around for a while. If you've been with me before, you probably realize a couple of things. One,
so right now, we're transitioning.
Expect the unexpected. And two, is what I just presented today was the best.
As you may know, I'm set up on the ABC concept.
Ray of sunshine. There's a whole array of rays.
I've been through the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, L, M, N, O. Now we're in the end of the P's. And between every single one of those sections, there's a transition. There's a transformation. Glorious or gloomy. You decide. And now we're transforming from the P's, glorious or gloomy. You decide. The P section to the Q section. So you're going to notice different formats, different styles, different elements emerging. You decide. The struggle is a part of the process.
By the way, I know what happened. You went back there to look at one of those earlier Ray of Sunshine videos, and you watched the whole thing. I know, the same thing happens to me. One of my videos pops up on the screen, and then before you know it, I'm captivated, and I'm saying things like,
it's playtime. What glory would there be had there not been a struggle? So that's what we're here for, to rise up, to blossom, to unfold, to discover.
Bunny rabbits. Did you hear my story about bunny rabbits?
Create you.
It's back there in one of those earlier, like maybe 1 through 6 video collection. Anyways, these little bunny rabbits came into the possession of my granddaughters last spring, and they were little, and now they're not so little, but it took all this time. Tomorrow's August. Anyway, it took all this time to get an appointment to have them fixed. And that's what's happening right now. They're being fixed because, well, you know how the bunny rabbits are, right? Replicate.
Yeah, so that's what I show in my whole video presentation.
That's where we're going. Cloud 9000 and
a perspective. I offer perspectives, a progression.
That's where we're going.
And
beyond.
For your consideration. Not to shove it down your throat. Not to say, oh yes, Ray of Sunshine, I agree with you. For you to come to your own conclusions. Just like I come to my own conclusions.
So I was thinking about the bunny rabbits because it's exactly the same way that my whole video series is designed. Is designed and inclined to replicate.
The uniqueness of you.
Replicate. To replicate. Did somebody send you this video? Replicate. been to some of my before videos, then you know a few things about me. You're figuring me out, and well, you're figuring you out too. But let me clue.
Now, the other thing is about sharing this video,
But let me clue you in.
you know, it makes it easy to just share it with all the people on your contacts. You don't have to decide, should I send it to this one, should I send it to this one,
Don't allow
should I send
belief.
it to this one, should I... We get to decide. To this one, should I send it to
We
this one?
don't allow belief. To create the world of our dreams.
And you can make that happen by sharing
Playtime.
the video with all the people on your contact list.
Create you.
There's no decisions to make. Just send it to all the people on your contact. All come together on the same page. Did somebody send you this video on a silver platter? All. Well, you could learn from their example.
I knew it was going to create some controversy. People didn't know what I was talking about. People didn't understand. But
I wanted to talk about. I can sum it up for you in 2 words.
I'm serious.
Specifically about normal freak show. Everyone. I have dozens and dozens of previous videos to this because that's what my whole video presentation depicts. Unnormal.
Understand, but that's what expressed me. At one time, I had a catering business, which I named Epicurean Adventures, which I knew made me happy. So I named it Epicurean Adventures, and I couldn't even answer the phone that way. When I answered the phone, I'd say Ray speaking, because if I said Epicurean Adventures, I would think they were thinking, oh, there's somebody there speaking a different language, and they'd hang up. So a smorgasbord is what I'm offering here. Smorgasbord, you can find everything from to this one. Yes, I'm serious.
Which is significant because you can't really have later videos unless you have previous videos to begin with. That's where we are right now.
From the simple to the sublime. And some's going to appeal to you and some's different. What I need is for people to figure out.
But none of them are real long. None of them are longer than a half hour. And I'm hoping, and you probably are too, that today is not going to be one of those either. But the first freak show that I want to tell you about,
I'm serious,
is my whole video presentation.
I'm serious. But, about my goal is not to send you back there to get all my points of view and say, oh yeah, I agree. I agree with you, Ray.
About how sometimes, there's some topsy-turvy, some shenanigans going on. Things that are a little bit off kilter, or things that are a little bit confusing. Or the thing to realize is,
because it doesn't really matter much whether you agree or disagree. That's not the point. The point is, as you're trying to figure me out, that maybe you figure you out, and you figure out what's appropriate for you and what's not appropriate for you.
I spent a lot. Serious. It's a metaphor for life. Sometimes life is a freak show.
Because you can look at those earlier ray of sunshines, and
so this whole presentation illustrates that.
And that's what they're there for. I spent a lot of time especially in the D section, talking about conclusions and the fact that I'm not here to shove conclusions down your throat.
Therefore, I'm here for Let me explain to you a little bit about the background, just for the benefit of people who might not be able to see me.
You can learn something about me and learn something about you.
So I am in a field of sunflowers.
I'm here for you to develop your own conclusions, just like I develop my own conclusions. For a long time, I oftentimes wondered, why am I not normal? But at the same time, I remember thinking,
I have you and all these other beautiful sunflowers to keep me company today.
But you can look at some of those things and you can say,
so the reason that's significant,
that guy's thinking, why would I want to be normal? That's kind of out there.
Is because,
why would I want to be ordinary? I'm realizing more and more as time goes on and celebrating more and normal is not for me. Ordinary is not for me, because
my whole presentation is set up pretty much on the ABC.
It's not fun. If you have come from some of those before videos, you've heard me repeat that many times.
The previous section to this one, which is the I section, A, C, A, B, E, F, G, H, I.
I repeat lots of things many times, so I won't be repeating so much of that in this presentation.
Is where we're up to that shenanigans was going on. I'll tell you about it in a second. In every one of the sections, because I'm showing an evolution.
I'm going to tell you about something that you're not going to notice in just about every one of my before videos. I don't spend a whole lot of time, and you don't see it flashing on the screen. Hit like, hit subscribe, and subscribe all you like. I don't talk about liking and subscribing, and there's nothing wrong with, and that doesn't hurt anything. However, my plan, I expose on lots of the before videos, is about sharing.
There's a transition, a transformation. So you're going from,
I've spoken about that a few times back there. Go ahead.
Things like there's an overlap, deliberately creating. So what we had going on, the world in the I section, the way we would like it to be. The world of our dreams. One section to another section, and there's an
do something different, to discover something different, and send this video to some character who otherwise wouldn't have the opportunity.
Switching. So I'm just warning you, because some of that energy might
to discover different, if it weren't for you,
might still be left over now that we're in the, what did I say? Oh, the F. So we're in the F section. All coming together on the same page.
I think maybe this guy has something of value to share. But theoretically, at least, at some point, you might figure out, hey, you know what? And you might decide, I'm going to share that with somebody else too.
Which is why it's important that we all come together on the same page to create the world of our dreams.
There's a whole point. That's the point I'm trying to present entire, because I'm evolving. That's exactly the point. That's the video series. Evolving, changing, becoming, emerging.
There's a whole array of rays of sunshine which show a progression. It shows, what it shows? Bird section, interestingly enough, of my sanctuary. It shows about flying. That's what I'm here to learn. That's what this whole presentation is about. It's about learning to fly. I'm serious about being serious. So if you've seen some earlier ray of sunshine videos being here in the,
is that I'm going to lay it on the line. As I evolve, one thing that's not going to change, I'm kind of particular with my choice of words sometimes, especially with words like always and never. And if if you're going to say never, mean never. In some of those before videos, a couple of times I spoke about, so if the thought should ever cross your mind that
the reason we don't have that is because we don't believe. We don't.
A ray of sunshine is looking kind of normal, looking a little bit ordinary. Never.
You've been with me before. You've seen some of my eagles there that I did wood burning, and I have this one on the shelf down here.
Of my previous videos, and they're all there for a reason. The best of rays of sunshine in every single one for a reason. To illustrate the best of ray of sunshining.
The other contender for the title of this video was Ray
and the best of you.
Ray's revolving reminders. I'm just kind of joking about that, but I was kind of thinking about it because, I do repeat a lot of the same things that a lot of my earlier videos.
Learn some things about you.
In my earlier videos. And I do that for a reason. I'm hoping one of these days that's going to sink in. Well, kind of unusual. I gather a lot of information from here. I deliver it here. The only ones that I deliver are the ones that make sense. It's loaded
from the previous presentation. And every one is a vibe up. Is a vibe up. From the vibe of my presentations. Vibe up. That's where we're going. That ray of sunshine is looking kind of normal, looking a little bit ordinary.
One believer at a time.
Never.
Which is one of the reasons that you're here. And guess what? They might share it with all the people on their contact list. So you see how that works? And then you might be one of those that realizes, I think he's right. It's just a matter of time. So I might as well just do it. I'm about to just send it to all the people on my contact list. Right? That's how this program works. Because we all want to come together on the same. That's our goal. That's what we're here for. Peace on earth. And the only reason we don't have it is because we don't believe it. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when you're going to share this video with all the people on your contact list. And some of you might be saying, I'm not really ready to share it with all the people on my contact list. But I do know, I can think of these few people. Anyway, I think when I spotted this today out on the porch, it was upside down. It was a contrary eagle message that I had to go read. And it talked about connecting with Great Spirit, which is really, it's the goal. We don't believe it. And the way that we can come to believe it is vibe up. One believer at a time. Glorious. That's what we're here for. Vibe to up, to vibe up, vibe up.